Okay, so how's everybody doing? So this is a post-pavement report, I guess, and something that I didn't include in the last because they just get too lengthy. And so since the channel, River Road is an ongoing build for those of you that don't know, like since it started, well, 8 months ago now, and so I'll be documenting the whole build all the way through. Just for your own information. So this is a bit of an addendum. So what I want to do is just explain what I had to do here, because when you do this kind of work, like, especially a large surface like this, you're going to run into a few post construction issues like high and low points, that are going to cause the locomotive to maybe hesitate or stall. And I would have to say that for the most part, everything turned out excellent. I just cleaned the top of the rail. There was a few high spots, maybe one or two that I had to deal with. And then there was this one issue right here where this frog is, where the inner slab frog is. It's not actually rail here, but it's an inner slab that I built up with the tray method and the right angle plastic, right? So what would happen is the locomotive would actually run fairly good through here, but it would sort of hesitate, and jerk a bit going through. And I thought, okay, so something's going on there. So I pulled out the NMRA gauge and checked it, and it was all engaged. And I thought, wow, what's going on there? I marked it with a piece of tape here, just, to indicate where the actual locomotive was stopping. And then what I realized that was this inner slab was a bit too high, and it was catching here on the inside of the wheel flange. So I cut that down a bit, and then I shaved the top down level. And the beauty of this balsa wood and this golden texture paste is it slices like butter. Like, it's just beautiful stuff. It really is. Like I don't have any shares in the company, trust me, but I like to tell my subscribers what I think is a good product. And for doing this kind of a modeling, I think the balsa wood and the coarse molding paste method coupled to the evergreen plastic is a really good method. And it's easy to correct and machine later on. And even for some areas along here that I actually had to cut down a bit, I can just dribble in a bit of gray or umber and it'll just look like erosion. And this gets concrete hand painted out and everything's cherry. So I'll just run it through for you just so you can see how nice it runs through the turnout now. And bear in mind that the frog here, okay, is not powered. It's a dead frog, and it's a number 8 turnout. So there's no problems with, 4-axle locomotives to run over a dead frog. And of course, the turnouts are scratch built, so the points are hardwired through the PC boards on the turnout, so you don't have to rely on conductivity picked up on the outside rail. So the whole turnout is live all the time. And once it's power routed, then it's even more reliable, right? Okay, so I'll just close with a short segment on how I mask off the rail to clean it, and 2 methods that I use to strip the paint off the top of the rail, okay? Okay, so I just want to insert this addendum in relation to the last episode, the buried track final, because I sort of mentioned at the end about cleaning the top of the rail, and I just wanted to include this here, so I'll just add it now. You can see that I've taped off all the right angle in the top of the rail. Well, not the top of the rail, but the edge of it. Like over the balsa wood and then over the right angle plastic or balsa, like in this case, right? Okay, so what I've done is I haven't used Tamiya tape, which I use, which is obviously more expensive, which I use for graphics like this. But I just want to show you that this tape here, you can get from an automotive shop. It's for doing custom paint jobs on automotives. This is far more economical and cheaper than you would use with Tamiya. And this will cut a beautiful laser line, like it's made for that, right? Okay, so even though Tamiya is nice for, it's thinner than this tape, and it won't handle the sanding like this tape will, but it leaves a beautiful crisp line where you don't have to prep and clear coat ahead of time for masking like on model locomotives and, you know, fine scale work like this. But get yourself a roll of this thin line. I've had 2 of these rolls for 10 years. Like, I don't know what's on this. I can't remember. Probably 100 yards or something. I don't know. It's like, so fantastic tape, and it sticks well. I mean, look at this tape. I know for sure it's over 10 years. It's probably 12, 15 years old. And look at, I can keep laying it down too, and it keeps sticking. Okay, so check your Lordco's or your automotive place and ask them for thin line tape or trim line tape, okay, for your projects like this. And I've used it to mask off all the areas that I don't want to, you know, sand or cause any unwanted blemishes, even though I can cover that up with a wash later if I want. I'll clean the top of the rail with this abrasive eraser and then peel the tape up, and she's all cherry and good to go. Okay, so I just want to add this quick clip in as well. And I want to just show you how I clean the top of the rail here. Now, people will use these, and I use them too, right? And they have their place, they certainly do, but they do have their caveats because they leave maybe an undesirable, you know, scored top of the rail, which collects dirt, you know, in the long run. Now, that's relevant to the size of the layout too. There's a lot of people, and I'm sure those that have shelf layouts, that never have any issues with clean track because it's so easy to clean, which is one of the advantages of a smaller shelf layout. I never do. Okay, so, and if I do have to use this abrasive eraser, then I come back later and polish it. And you can polish with, you know, 2000 grit glued onto a stick like this, or you can even polish with a piece of wood. In fact, you can even clean the rail. You can clean paint and debris off the rail without this here. You can use this bamboo skewer. Okay, so here I'll just show you quick. So this top of the rail hasn't been done right here, so watch. Okay, so see the paint that's come off there in the dirt? And that rail now is nice and clean, okay? So once you get the end of this all gacked out and dirty, well, you just take the sanding stick like this and just give it a few rubs, and it's good to go again. So a bamboo skewer or a piece of hardwood dowel is another good way to clean the top of your rail, and it won't leave any score marks as well.